Hey peeps, Erin Zemwara signing in with the tiny little roofie. There he is. We have just been out walking. That's right. I have signed myself up for a life of walking a cat on a leash. Just wait till I get my pram, and no, I'm not actually joking. It's a genius idea and also hideous at the same time. But I thank my friend Arel, because actually providing your cat with its own retreat space while you are out for a walk with it and you have it on a leash is a great fucking idea. It is exactly what they need. Though when we walk in the middle of night, when it's freezing around Eden Park, there is nothing to run from, so he's fine. Now, what was my topic again? Oh, like, follow, do all the things. Let's talk about anxiety. I have suffered with plenty of anxiety in this life. And I'm going to simplify this the fuck down if I can manage it. Your anxiety comes from over-identifying with your body and your mind and thinking that you are your body and your mind. And this is your avatar. And when you over-identify with your body and your mind, you start identifying with the wants and needs of that body. And when you fail to get what you think it needs, or you put yourself in a position where it feels jeopardized because its needs are being compromised, it gets anxious. So what exactly did I just say? Please comment, by the way. What exactly I said was, when you are put in a position where you feel like you're vulnerable, you feel like you need something to feel safe, you feel like you need support, you feel like you are really uncomfortable because of X or because of Y. So essentially what you're doing is you're asking the external world to adjust. You feel not good enough by what measure? Again, an over-identification with the body and the mind, as if you are actually your avatar. When you are not, you're just a passenger consciousness in a vehicle, essentially. All of these situations are basically you hooking into the Maya and then identifying with the needs or wants of the body as determined by the social conditioning around us, or again, the survival needs of the world that we live in or the body that we live in. Then your anxiety comes up. So let's give a really, really simple example. I'm walking down a dark alley at night and there's lots of shadows and I hear noises. Automatically, my anxiety is going to come up. Why? Well, because I am identified with my body and I want it to survive. Simple as that. And suddenly I feel like I might be in danger. And people could say, well, that's very reasonable that you want it to survive. And it actually is. But also it is part of our hook into the illusion. And I guess that's what I'm saying. So in that situation, honestly, I'd probably feel the same. And I really miss having keys. Currently, I have no keys in my life because everything is fobbed or push button. And I miss being able to spray my keys in my hands because it actually fulfilled the need of a weapon when I was in those situations. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to defend the body as best you can. I think that's a great idea, right? When it's necessary, when there really is potentially a tiger. However, if the tiger maims and kills me, it's just a body, just a vehicle, and ultimately dying should not be something we are afraid of. Dying is actually the crescendo of life. It is actually kind of what we're all here for. It is the great It's the great high. It's the great end. It's the great freedom. Because while you're in a body, it pulls you to wants and needs. It is constantly pulling you to wants and needs. That's essentially what the ego is. The ego is here to help you survive, to help your body stay alive, right? So, but the truth is, you know, whatever you actually are goes on. Goes on to what? I don't know. Back to collective consciousness, back to existential reality, like whatever that is, you know. But the truth is what you're in right now, this body, this mind, they're just tools of the Maya, tools of the illusion, so that you can enjoy the ride. And that's all this is. It's a fucking ride. So like, keep your hands and your feet inside the vehicle and enjoy. And a lot of people are using things like human design and stuff like that, and meditation and mindfulness, because they're looking for a way to control the ride. And it's like, you're kind of not really meant to enjoy the ride. You're meant to sit back and watch what comes to you. You're meant to allow it all to fall into you. And it's through the anxieties and the fears and all of the things that we actually, instead of hurtling through space in this body, in our like kind of trajectory to have our experience, we kind of like get thrown all over the place because we're desperately trying to grab onto things, and we go, "Ooh, that's shiny and safe looking over there. We'll run over there and do that." And it's like, oh, if I become a lawyer, that was my trip, right? I was going to become a lawyer so that I would never want for money because my family had always wanted for money. And then I realized I fucking hated those people. And I have some good lawyer friends. But when I was in university, I was just like, I felt so like clearly aware these were not my people. Certainly not at that point in my life. And I mean, to be honest, and I think most of my lawyer friends would agree with me, I don't really think lawyers are my people. I think the people underneath that could be, maybe, maybe, and maybe not. Your fractal is a delicate thing. And of course, you're not going to find your fractal as long as you're caught up in all your anxiety and fear, because you're being distracted by everything else that is not actually your fractal, because there's a stupidity to you when you are caught in your anxiety. And that stupidity is shredding your body at a rate of knots and causing dis-ease, So when we look at anxiety and more simple things, anxiety over getting the job, anxiety over pleasing the parents, anxiety over whether the guy's going to like you or the girl's going to like you or the whoever's going to like you, anxiety over whether you can pay your bills, anxiety over, you name it. There's anxiety over everything. What if you were able to take a little bit of a step back and realize that that's just a hook in to a survival body, and that actually you're not here to do anything but enjoy the ride and let it take you on an experience that you can partake in by allowing it. And when you do that, we live in a world that's constantly fucking with you, right? It's constantly telling you what's successful, what safety looks like, what a good relationship looks like. Honestly, as soon as you want or need for anything, you're kind of fucked, right? And that doesn't mean don't enjoy. I enjoy my clothes. I enjoy my beautiful house that I do not own. I enjoy great food. I enjoy lots of things. I enjoy the little fluffy guy that's staring at me through the internal hammock in the floor in the ceiling above me. I enjoy all of that, but none of it is mine. And even if I owned every single thing, I own a car outside. It doesn't even feel any different to this house, right? I own that car completely. It does not feel any different to this house that I'm in, that I do not own a single red cent of. It feels like something I get to use until I can no longer use it, whatever the crap that might be. Same with clothing, same with the body, same with all of it. So why are we sweating it so much, Relax, let go. Get over your personality projection that constantly is striving to prove that you're worth something so you might be loved enough to be safe. Because ain't nobody gonna love the gaping hole in you. Like, seriously. The hole is just like a black abyss. There's nothing to love in there. It's just a sucking vortex that's draining the life out of the room and the life out of you and everybody else in it. And we all leak. We all have our things, right? And the body, it keeps pulling you back. So it's really, really important to understand that it's going to keep trying to get you. As soon as you think you got it, the ego is really tricky at making sure that you still have those safety mechanisms. But most of those safety mechanisms are completely unnecessary. I have been to hell and back in my life, and heaven and the moon and the stars. I should be dead at least 3 times over. And I'm not. Because when I really needed to, I let go of the anxiety and I had trust. And I waited for my solution to come. I waited for the light to shine some way or other. And in my experience of those people that I have dealt with in this life, the ones who do not find their solution are the ones that are blocking it. And they are blocking it with their anxieties and their fears and their wants and their needs and all that stuff. People are like, oh, what about wanting a relationship? You be doing that. Stay the fuck away from it. Doesn't mean don't have a relationship. Don't want it. You know, be prepared for the experience. Be open. Enjoy. Oh, but shouldn't we make everything work? God, I know so many people who have been in relationships for so long that it's just hell. I don't want to work that hard. It doesn't mean I don't want to connect with someone and do that work and do the exploration, but I do not want to spend every day getting up and butting heads with someone, you know? Like, that just sounds like pain. And I'm just not that interested in this experience being that pain. Are you really interested in that? Is that really what you want in your life? People are like, oh, relationships are work. Yeah, work is one thing. Working out how to be compassionate and considerate to someone else is one thing. Being a sacrificial lammy? Nah. I am not Jesus Christ, and I am not here to save fucking anyone. I'm not even here to save myself. You know? I'm here to keep my hands and my feet inside the fucking vehicle and enjoy the ride. And it's an interesting experiment trying to do that, but it's fun. It's really fun laughing at myself every time I fuck it up and put my anxiety foot in my mouth or my ego foot in my mouth in some way, shape or form, or my defensiveness or my anger or whatever it is, you know. So let the fuck go, breathe out, enjoy the ride. Like, comment, share it around, do all the things. I look forward to hearing from you, particularly if what you say is intelligent. Erin Zen Warrior, signing out.